CNIB Braille Creative Writing Contest 2020 submission from Makayla Conn. CNIB Foundation logo in the top right-hand corner and a photograph of Makayla Conn in the center.
Imaginary Friend by Makayla Conn. I first came to life when she was 4. I opened my eyes and there she was, smiling that beautiful smile. At first, I wasn't sure why I was there. I looked around, dazed and confused. There sat a man, typing away on a computer, his brow furrowed in concentration. There stood a woman, running a steaming iron over a collared shirt. I turned back to her, the child, and looked on as she grabbed a blue crayon and began scribbling, her little nose scrunched in concentration. I watched as she excitedly held up her creation, only to see the sadness in her eyes when neither man nor woman looked up. That's when I knew. I was there for her. I waved and saw her face brighten when she noticed me. I grabbed a crayon, and together we scribbled, blending the colors until it was nothing but a beautiful mess. A time came when the outside turned warm, and we spent every day in the backyard, our favorite place. The days were filled with endless adventures. We were swashbuckling pirates searching for buried treasure, or princesses who slayed dragons. We were astronauts, and the swing set was our rocket ship. As we pumped our legs faster and faster, we soared into space. She introduced me to everyone we met, and it made me feel special. We were happy, just her and me. But as the air turned cool and the leaves began to fall, things started to change. Suddenly, we were going somewhere different, and there were other children around us all the time. I was confused and unsure of my place in this new world. Who were all these new players in our game? They joined hands and formed a circle, pulling her along beside them. As they ran, tripping over each other, the room was filled with their shrieking laughter. But even though they were there, I knew I was still with her. I knew she still saw me. As they prepared to make the circle again, she reached out and grabbed my hand, and I smiled. When she began to grow, I did not. I remained the exact same. But no matter what, I was with her all the time. Even as new people came and went, she always had me by her side. As time went on, our games changed. Now she was a graceful ballerina or a famous soccer player. She was a pianist, playing for an adoring crowd. I didn't always get a part, but that didn't matter. I just loved to watch her be happy. Nothing else was important. When all the children came to our home, I still had this special spot beside her while they sang, and it was me who helped her blow out the candles. She still talked to me late at night when no one else was around. I listened to her thoughts and hopes and dreams, content to be where I was, never asking for anything more. But then the talking slowed, and I began to feel myself growing weak. Her eyes would pass over me and fixate on something else in the distance. I would wave and wave, but nothing would catch her attention. Still, she would always find her way back. In her times of need, she still turned to me for comfort, and I would feel whole again, at least for a little while. She had other things on her mind, like the girls in her class, and who was this boy who gave her half his cookie at lunchtime and held her hand? As they walked down the hallway, I trailed behind, trying not to let the sadness trickle in. This is what made her happy, and her happiness was all that mattered to me. I knew they were coming, the other children. It happened every year. Streamers were hung and the kitchen was warm and smelled of vanilla. I followed her as she set the table, watching as she neatly folded the napkins. My eyes traveled along the table, taking in the color, then stopped. There was only one chair at the end where she sits. I felt my heart sink, and I turned to her, searching for a reason, but she never raised her eyes from her hands. The children arrived, and I sat back as they played the games I used to know. The singing began, and as the woman placed the cake in front of her, I knew my time was up. I watched her smile, surrounded by her new friends, and suddenly felt joy swell up in me like a balloon. As she took that breath, I took my last. She blew out all 9 candles, and I saw her laugh while everyone clapped and cheered. My job was done, and it was time to go. As I slowly faded away, I couldn't help but feel proud of the joyful scene in front of me. It was all I'd ever hoped for, ever since I first saw that beautiful smile all those years ago. Now I would be nothing but a happy memory, one that grew more distant with time, until there was nothing left but a good feeling and a warm heart.